Beneath Us is a game you might not want to miss out on. Despite its slow pacing, it has some of the most extensive character and world development that delivered more than was expected from their demo earlier this year. It offers an excellent approach to a thrilling player-driven narrative in a futuristic dystopian world hell-bent on controlling humanity's future. I feel like many people dislike the ongoing trend of visual novels that are overflowing with long, drawn-out complexity, atmosphere, and a variety of other elements. However, I just can't seem to keep my distance because this year has proven to be quite eye-opening when it comes to stepping out of your comfort zone and trying something new, even if it is as popular as other genres. Unfortunately, many well-designed video games, particularly niche titles, are simply ignored despite the fact that they are among the few that provide some of the highest quality experiences. Minds Beneath Us is a very well-written story in which almost everything is run and controlled by a super AI to some degree, but in order to run these specific programs, flops are needed, which is a form of energy source harvested from willing human subjects and their cognitive functions. Oftentimes, this is a very strict and dangerous procedure if you do not meet the recommended minimum health and fitness thresholds, as humanity is always striving for more advancements in this form of technology to harness and control humans even more than they already do. But how far are you willing to let them go in this morally conflicting journey? Here, it's a way of life. Without it, humanity is practically nothing, since it functions as a cornerstone of all technology and algorithms. Keeping it around lets them move forward with everyday life. Taking that very technology away would send them into absolute chaos. The majority of these flops come from those who come from a lower class and are poor, as their last resort for income, as they are barely holding as it is. This isn't the only thing going on in the world. Humans, or rather their minds, can be controlled as well as overridden, and they're being used for government exploitation and deceit. You can probably tell where this is all going. The government having full control over humanity and the corporations exploiting the poor, making it next to impossible to live a truly free life when you can be silenced just like that. Here you are quite literally a mind beneath us, which simply means that you are a pawn created by a secret organization with the power to implant your consciousness into powerful engineered humans and regular civilians. This allows you to effectively override the host as they lose control, fading into the background until you're finished, or if their emotional state forces them back into the driver's seat. It's not a perfect system, but it gets the job done. This is a very great take on the popular film Get Out. You play through the lives of those that you are currently in possession of due to this government technology, following their orders until told otherwise. Once the source of your control has been completely wiped out or destroyed, you're left stranded in the mind of one specifically chosen subject that you will eventually learn about and live through his life for him. You're not the only one facing this problem, as hundreds and thousands of fellow M.B.Us have also been left ejected and stranded throughout the world as they've taken over the bodies of their hosts, and even going so far as to destroying them completely to take over their body to take on a new life for themselves rather than help them. You have the choice to alter the lives of everyone involved. You hold his faith and foreseeable future in the palm of your hands. It's a very thrilling approach to making the morally correct choices, or just being an outright douchebag no matter how much they plead with you or even chastise you. This is a pretty slow-paced game with a few simple quick-time event prompts that don't really feel like they contribute much to the gameplay outside of giving you a little bit more of a break from all of the dialogue and to kind of wake you up if you did happen to drift off. Remember that this is mostly all about the story and moral choices that you make, which will affect the outcome of everyone and everything in the future. Perhaps you trusted the wrong person, told the wrong associate, or you did something to somebody only for it to come back and haunt you later on down the line, or to spare you from a tragic fate. It's simply fantastic at doing this. There is a lot here to explore and to take in as you try to figure out what exactly is going on, and trust me when I say that once you start looking for those answers, you will start to understand that there are even more questions than you will ever get answers as it starts to pile up, which really plays into the whole using your own mind to compile everything together into your own opinion. Despite being a very engaging story with a wonderful cast of characters and NPCs literally littered around every corner, as well as a multitude of dialogue and world building to splice together, you just can't help but admire how, despite choosing such a simple design that doesn't really show you a lot with facial recognition or extravagant colors and flair or extreme detail, it manages to drown you in a visual experience without being too visual about it. The world, in a sense, feels alive and so full of character and ambition, rather than feeling like your average placeholder for background ambience. Because of the fourth wall breaks, the comedy, the obvious tension among everyone, and the struggle that you may have while trying to make the morally right or wrong choices. It has a lot of lengthy scenes of walking, conversing, and performing daily duties as you attempt to blend in with your society. So whether you're a fan of visual novels, the interesting aesthetics of a dystopian cyberpunk future, or you simply want to try something different, you'll most likely enjoy exploring a world of bioengineered humans in an AI-controlled existence. This is a story centered on player choices. You will be unable to stop yourself from relating with many of the characters and actually caring about their lives as you make life and death decisions that will branch out as you progress through each chapter. I had a lot of fun with Minds Beneath Us. It got a little bit philosophical at some points, which did make me feel a little bit uneasy, but it's definitely worth your time and it's definitely worth your money.